I watched your movie, enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I thought it was fun. I
Yeah,
thought,
good.
and I loved all the. We're gonna get into all that, all the celebrities you got to hang out with. That seemed like
I
fun.
know.
So,
Yeah.
first off, tell me a little bit when you looked at the script. Like, why was this something you wanted to do?
Well, first of all, it was just as fun to read as it is to watch. So, reading it, I was like, oh, I had never done anything like this before. Action was totally not in my repertoire. But first off, I got to look at it as like a new adventure, something I'd never done before. I thought I'd learn a lot. And then obviously, like I kind of got the same vibe, you know, with like the family oriented kind of aspect of it. You know, you have like a kind of it's action, it's you know, it's mystery almost and stuff. It's thrillerish, but it's also got like a cool little father and son kind of story to it, and I got that feeling when I read Edge of 17 for the first time. You know, those I come from a big family, and those kind of those kind of stories really touch me. So I was really excited to kind of dive into that. So then it was talking to Chuck, knowing Chuck was involved, and you know he's had so much success over his career. But I loved The Mask when I was a kid. I mean that's one of the moves that made me want to like I want to be like I want to be an actor and do improv, and I was like practicing impressions, looking into the mirror, making funny faces and stuff all the time. My parents just thought I was a weirdo for doing those things, but it was all because it looked so exciting to me. It was kind of what kind of hooked me to wanting to kind of start figuring out that I wanted to be an actor and stuff. So I definitely, when I talked to him, I made sure to tell him my 12-year-old self would never forgive me if I didn't tell you how big of a fan I was, and he was so happy to hear that. But yeah, it's just everything about it and everybody involved. Also, Maui's not a bad place to shoot. So
Yeah,
I'd never been there either. So it was a lot of firsts on this one. I
yeah,
was excited to dive in.
yeah. And you got to play Bruce's son in the
Yeah,
movie, and we all know now was one of his last movies. What was that like? Do
absolutely.
you remember working with him?
Oh, absolutely. Well, he was so happy to be there. The first time I met him, he was there with all his friends and kind of came to set. We had been cooking for a little while, so I was just such a huge fan. I mean, I think one of the first ones that come to mind that made me cry watching was Armageddon. You know, that last scene with him and Ben Affleck. I mean, he's been incredible throughout his whole career. So it was so cool to work with him, and all the scenes. Obviously, it's father and son.
Yeah,
It's a father and son story with us. So it was so he was so open. It was so easy to kind of dive into that and kind of speak from that corner of our hearts. And then with John, I mean, it's funny because I don't know if he'll hate me saying this or not, but the first thing that comes to my mind, I know a lot of people say like Pulp Fiction and stuff, and those are all great movies, but the first thing that comes to my mind is Look Who's Talking, because I love that movie. And he's so funny in it. But also, my parents were so excited because they're two of their acting heroes as well. They were so excited, so we were all just so excited. But I learned so much working with them in different ways because they play such different characters in this. But it
yeah,
was like an acting masterclass, you know. Especially with John, we have some cool. I think I have you've seen the movie, so you know I have that like kind of that scene with him, and I was just trying to hold my own with him because he's such a pro. He's such a pro. And it was fun rehearsing that scene as well. You know, he comes from theater, and you can definitely feel that with him. He just
yeah.
loves rehearsing and yeah, just the whole rehearsal process too with everybody. I mean, working with those two, it's kind of like a pinch me moment, you know. No,
Yeah. Did you get any acting advice from either of them?
no, because I don't. I never want to seem like the teacher's pet, like new kid in school kind of person. But I do like secretly just absorb, you know, their overall demeanor. Like both of them are so happy to be there. They're so present. They're such good actors, and they make everybody feel so comfortable, including their scene partners. So I was definitely absorbing, but I didn't work up the nerve to be like, what should I do from this moment on in my career? I didn't want to be that guy.
So, what was there were a lot of good scenes for you. What was your favorite scene in the movie?
My favorite scene in the movie, I mean, has to. I mean, I don't want to like ruin anything, but you know the one where I'm in the hut with
Yeah.
Charlie,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
where it's kind of a self reflection type of scene, and it's just them, and there's a lot of mist, and he kind of goes into like the inner workings of his mind and his past and stuff. So that was super fun. But also that whole like all the action stuff. Like I've never gotten to feel so badass during a movie, you know. And we had like the best stunt coordinators and everything. They were such lovely guys and they're such a funny team to work with. But definitely those fight scenes, man, because everything is rehearsed, you know, every movement. But then you put it together and you just kind of feel like a Mortal Kombat character. It's pretty great.
Do you worry that you ever get hurt in something like that?
No, because all the really cool stuff, that's not me.
Yeah. Okay.
all the really cool stuff, that's not like jumping off of the huge balcony, 10 stories and stuff. I wish I could take credit for that, but I do the before and after. But I remember watching those scenes go down. Like I was waiting to do me coming out of the pond, and I watched them jump in, and I think everybody was just like, oof, like their stomachs would just get so tight watching those stunts go down. So they did a great job. But yeah, those things are so fun. Never worried about getting hurt, but definitely have to stay hydrated in Maui, because if I wasn't hydrated, I definitely might have passed out half the time.
Was there a moment for you, like behind the scenes, maybe that's something that wasn't on film, that was like you look back on this experience 20 years from now and you're like, oh, that was the experience of making Paradise City?
Like not on film, like
that's kind of behind the scenes or
behind the scenes. Well, yeah. I mean, when we're going through the village and meeting all of the local characters that care about this land so much through Praya's character, through Savannah. I mean, I'd never seen, I don't know, such a beautiful place. It's so peaceful. There's like, you know, there's so many things to take in, and you kind of have, it's kind of an invitation to just kind of be present and kind of take everything in and feel nothing but gratitude. And that's like the overall kind of feel of that whole environment. So definitely those times when we're in the village and walking up the mountains, like, you know, with those drone shots and stuff, I mean, it was kind of interesting. That's like the closest to like a Lord of the Rings movie I think I've ever been. Yeah. But like I was just talking to Chuck, and I was like, I was just talking to him like an hour ago. And I was like, oh, I'm going to steal that from you. Like, it truly is a love letter to Maui. That's what he's always kind of felt like with the film and the script, you know, and I feel the same way.
Yeah. Do you have any other projects you're working on?
Yeah. So I just did a rom-com over in Vancouver, and that's called Cafe of Love. I got to play a different character, like an improv actor on like a search for love. He's kind of, his relationship kind of gets down and out, and he gets like the help of someone else kind of up his game and romantically and just in life. So it's a really fun journey. I'd never done a rom-com before. And also I have like some other stuff that I'm producing that I wrote as well with a buddy of mine. It's a comedy that's been living with me for so long, and we're very proud of it. So it's getting close. So it's like, fingers crossed we get to make that a reality pretty soon. And then attached to some other things that I hope keep going. I don't want to jinx them, so I won't talk about. But they're definitely different. Definitely exciting. But yeah, Cafe of Love's the first one in the can, so I'm excited about that one too.
Thanks for watching the You Interview channel. With over 3,000 original celebrity videos, we have one of the largest collections of celebrity interviews anywhere. So remember to like and comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get more involved, you can become a member of the channel. Membership has its perks. You can see exclusive celebrity videos and get the opportunity to ask our celebrity guests questions. We can't wait to hear from you.